Hey, what's up, nerds? It's Shane with Guys That Magic, and today I'm joined by Hunter. Hunter, say what's up.
What's up, everybody?
Today we're going to be going over the $300 upgrade for Raining Cats and Dogs. We've already went over the 100. This is just going to be a follow-up. That was a great upgrade, Hunter. Today, though, we're going to be making the budget a little bigger. Before we jump into your upgrades, though, do you want to just talk about the Face Commander and what the deck kind of wants to do?
Yeah, so Raining Cats and Dogs is the Secret Lair Commander deck. Obviously, this is now out after the Secret Lair has been released. Hopefully, if you wanted it, you actually got it. I know it kind of went quick. I know some people were upset that it didn't go out. But we are going to be doing the $300 upgrade. So the Face Commander of Raining Cats and Dogs is Rin and Seri Inseparable. It is 1 a red, a green, and a white for a 4/4 legendary creature dog cat. It says whenever you cast a dog spell, create a 1/1 green cat creature token. And whenever you cast a cat spell, create a 1/1 white dog creature token. And it has another ability where you can pay a red, green, white, tap it. Rin and Seri Inseparable deals damage to any target equal to the number of dogs you control. And it also says you gain life equal to the number of cats you control. So,
Well, isn't that just
dogs and
adorable?
cats. It is. It is very adorable, Shane. Yeah, so the name of the game, as the title of the deck, Rainy Cats and Dogs, we're just trying to be throwing down as many cats and dog tokens as possible, making our pet army and then just destroying people with it. So it's going to get out of hand very quickly, and I'm very excited about all of the additions that I've done to this deck.
It's going to go from adorable to ferocious, I'm very sure.
Oh, yeah. Watch out.
Well, let's jump into your additions, Hunter.
Yeah, so like you've already said at the beginning, we are doing a continuation. So you haven't already seen the $100 upgrade. You should probably go and watch that first because everything you see on the screen right now is everything I'm taking from that $100 upgrade and putting it in this $300 upgrade. So keeping those cards the same. So let's go ahead and just get started with these brand new cards. These are the new creatures. Something I decided to do was actually do this upgrade after Murders at Karlov Manor was completely spoiled, and I'm glad I did because we found a very cool new dog. Me and David in the last video said there wasn't a lot of cool new dogs, but here's a brand new one. It's Tisak, Judith's Hellhound. It's 3 and a red for a 3/3 legendary creature, elemental dog. It has Unleash, which means you may have this creature enter the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. It can't block as long it has a +1/+1 counter on it. It also says other dogs you control have Unleash, and creatures you control with counters on them have Haste. And whenever Tisak Judith's Hellhound attacks, you add a red for each attacking creature. So our dog army that we've talked about from the first video is going to be huge with all the counters on it from like things like Kathar's Crusade, a bunch of Anthem effects. We're going to be doing damage, and all of our dogs are going to have Unleash. So that's fantastic. Who needs blocking when you can just hit the face?
And your dog army is going to produce a ton of mana, so then you
Yep.
can cast more dogs and cats.
All dogs and cat army are going to be making so much red mana.
Talk about aggressive.
Yes, sir. This is a perfect new card. So, again, when you're watching this video, this card obviously hasn't come out yet. It is part of a Precon deck that is in Murders at Karlov Manor. So go ahead and go to your local game store, check online at TCG Player, and hopefully you can pick up a copy.
Right on.
Another card I'm adding in here is one of my favorites. I actually own this as a commander. It is Arabo, Roar of the World. It's 3, a green and a white for a 5/5 legendary creature cat avatar. It has Eminence, which means at the beginning of combat on your turn, if Arabo, Roar of the World, is in the command zone or on the battlefield, another target cat you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn. It also has another ability where it says whenever another cat you control attacks, you may pay a 1, a green, and a white. If you do, it gains Trample and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is its power. I love Arabo. It is so good because of Eminence. When it's in the command zone, you can just do that +3/+3 every single turn, doesn't matter. But we are a cat dog deck, so this being on the battlefield by itself in this deck is fantastic because we're going to be pumping up one of our maybe little 1/1 token is now a 4/4 coming at somebody, and if we have the extra mana, it turns into an 8/8 with Trample. So
Yeah,
pretty good.
really good addition, dude, for cats.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
fan.
And another cat we're throwing in here is a very old card, ever been printed just once, which is why It's the only last creature. It kind of took up a lot of the budget. It is Hunting Cheetah. 2 and a green for a 2/3 creature. It says cheetah, but it is errata to just say cat. But it says, when hunting cheetah successfully damages your opponent, you may search your library for a forest card, reveal that card, and put it in your hand. Shuffle your library afterwards. So, in new terms, it's whenever this deals combat damage, you go find a forest to put it in your hand and shuffle. But that ability itself is pretty good. It'll always get you that land, continuing.
Yeah, as long as it's getting through. Pretty
Yep.
good card. I wonder why they never printed it again.
I don't know. Portal 3 Kingdoms is where this is from. This card is one of the ones that a lot of people were like, why didn't you reprint that in this set? Because I think it's like 50 something dollars.
Yeah, it's not like it's. I don't think the price is because of how powerful the card is. It's like you said, it's only been printed once.
It is a powerful card, though.
Oh no,
Continuous
it's good. Don't get me
is
wrong, it's
getting.
good.
Yeah. I think our board's going to be absolutely bonkers.
Yep. So those are all the creatures you're adding for the new 300. You adding any other spells?
Yeah, so I just said that our creature's going to be absolutely bonkers. I want to protect them even more than we already did. We added Heroic Intervention in the last one. This one I'm adding just a little bit more protection because we're going to be the problem at this board. So Teferi's Protection is 2 and a white for an instant. Till your next turn, your life total can't change, and you gain protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out. Exile Teferi's Protection. So I like to throw this in a lot of my decks because if we're doing the thing that our deck wants to do correctly, we do have a massive target on our back, which causes a lot of people to go for us, which makes us use Teferi's Protection to protect the board.
Yeah, I'm sure people have seen this card a million times, and even if it's not in the deck, it's still like the looming threat of does he have it in his hand or in the deck. So yeah, this is a great addition for any kind of go wide strategy.
Absolutely.
What else you added in the deck, Hunter?
Yeah, so a couple more permanent types. I'm adding in 1 artifact, 1 enchantment. I'm adding Halo Fountain. Halo Fountain is 2 and a white for an artifact. You can pay a white, tap it, untap a tapped creature you control, create a 1/1 green and white creature citizen token. You can pay 2 white, tap it, untap 2 tapped creatures you control to draw a card, and 5 white mana, tap it, untap 15 tapped creatures you control. You win the game. I like to throw this card ever since it's been printed into any kind of token strategy. Like you name it, it's going in the deck probably. Because this is a win con. If we're making so many tokens, which this deck does, like if Maskwood Nex is on the field and you cast 1 of your creatures, it makes 2 tokens just by itself because it's technically both creature types. So Halo Fountain is a fantastic addition. It gives us card draw. It gives us another token if we want. I mean, it's not a dog or cat, which I know the deck wants to do. And then if we have 15 tokens, we're just going to untap them all and win the game. So,
Yep, you're gonna reach that critical mass. You're gonna win. I do like this in any kind of token go wide strategy.
And speaking of tokens, go wide. What better way than a doubling season? It's 4 and a green for an enchantment. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. And if an effect would put 1 or more counters on a permanent you control, it puts twice that many of those counters on that permanent instead. So we are going to be putting a bunch of +1/+1 counters on our board, as well as making, like I said, as many dogs and cats as possible. So doubling season just doubles everything up. Go wide, go powerful. Please be in the deck.
Yeah, I love this card. Big fan. If only there was some cat art or some dog art, that'd
That'd
be
been
amazing.
really cool.
Yeah.
And currently, since doubling season's been reprinted, it has hit underneath $40 for the first time in a long time. So
Nice.
pick this up while you can.
Yeah, thanks to Wilds of Eldraine, dude. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
And did we do anything with the land for the $300 upgrade?
Yeah, so I wanted to make this video short and sweet, so we didn't change too much of it. I kind of did the same thing when I did the Angels upgrade, when that was a Secret Lair deck. I don't like to change it too much because I think the Secret Lair is pretty cool. So we're switching up the land base, though. Sacred Foundry, Stomping Ground, and Temple Garden, we're just throwing in the shocks of our colors. So Sacred Foundry is Boros, so red and white. Stomping Ground is red and green, and Temple Garden is green and white. That means you can pay 2 life rather than have this come in tapped, and they are also the respective subtypes of our lands. So if we have one of those reveal lands, these count.
Like you said, dude, short, sweet. I feel like if you have Shocklands laying around, they're fantastic additions in any Precon or Secret Lair or anything like that. Like they're great. Throw them in all your
Yeah.
decks.
Yeah, they're becoming very affordable, being printed in the Clue edition of Murders at Karlov Manor, and we just got them reprinted in the Ravnica remastered as well. So just keep printing shocks, please.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to hit the dirt very soon.
Great. Great for all of us that like to deck build.
Well, are those all your additions for the 300?
Yeah, so those are going to be all of the additions for the $300 upgrade. It's only 9 for this $300 upgrade, but can you believe it? 9 plus that 100 is 300. So
I
goes up
I
quick.
believe it.
Yeah, we're
Hey,
getting more
as long as
power
the
in
deck hums,
there.
we just want the deck to be fire enough. Well, we gotta get to the point now where you added those 9. So do you want to talk about what you're cutting out to make room for those?
Yeah, so here are my cuts. Once again, this is a sequel to the $100 upgrade. So everything you see on the screen right now is going to be continuing over. They're still not going to be in the deck as much as you liked them. I still don't. But we got some other things that are coming out too. Starting with brand new creatures that are coming out. I'm getting rid of Fading Boss's Confidant. It's 3, a red, a green, and a white for a 3/6 legendary creature cat advisor. It says creature tokens you control have haste. That ability is cool. And it has Parley, which means at the beginning of combat on your turn, each player reveals the top card of their library. For each land card revealed this way, you create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token. Then, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn for each non-land card revealed this way. Then each player draws a card. So that last sentence is kind of the reason I'm taking this out. I really don't want to help my opponents draw cards there. I know the ability is pretty cool. You can make a bunch of 1/1s if there's lands. You can put a bunch of +1/+1 bump to your creatures if there's non-lands. But overall, this was 6 mana. I liked the other cards that I kind of added in here. Yeah. So just a quick swap.
Yeah, heavy card man that helps your opponents. I don't like it either. Get it out of there.
Yeah, it makes sense. Another card that I am removing is Stalking Leonin. 2 and a white for a 3/3 creature cat archer. It says when it enters the battlefield, secretly choose an opponent. Reveal the player you chose. Exile target creature that's attacking you if it's controlled by the chosen player. Activate this ability only once. I mean, it's cool in terms of you can destroy one thing at one time only if your opponent that you secretly chose is attacking you specifically, and this card is still on the field. So that's kind of why I'm getting rid of it. It's not always a guarantee.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say this is just kind of gimmicky. I guess
It
unless
is.
you're playing against like the one person at the end that you happen to pick. I don't know.
That's true. That's kind of the only thing. I mean, if this had flash, that'd been so much cooler. But no, I think we're just gonna swap it out for good old Hunting Cheetah. It's the same kind of mana cost, and Hunting
Like it.
Cheetah's gonna do more for us.
Yep. Like it.
Oreskos Explorer is coming out of this deck as well. It's 1 and a white for a 2/2 creature cat scout. It says when it enters the battlefield, search your library for up to X plains cards, where X is the number of players who control more lands than you. Reveal those cards, put them in your hand, then shuffle your library. I feel like most of the time you're playing this only if you're like last on the table. Because if you're playing this on curve, most opponents probably have 2 lands as well. So like it won't hit. So you're kind of saving this until that turn 3, and then you get 3 lands potentially. But again, that's not a guarantee. So I feel like our deck is doing a lot of card draw. It's doing a lot of ramping in other ways. I mean, we just talked about Hunting Cheetah doing ramping. I know it's not lanes that it's getting forests, but still. We have those subtypes that we talked about with our shocklands, which counts. But Oreskos Explorer just not doing enough for me.
Yeah, I feel like you don't want a card that you're like keeping in anticipation of just getting screwed on mana. So I don't like it either. What about some other permanents you're getting rid of?
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of one other permanent. It is Cast Out. It's 3 and a white for an enchantment. It's got flash. It says when it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Cast Out leaves the battlefield. It's also got cycling for a white. Yeah, I get it. These effects, they don't impress me. I mean, if I was an enchantment heavy deck, then maybe I would put more of these in there, but never been a fan of something that they can just get back if this just goes away. If this gets bounced with a Cyclonic Rift, or it gets destroyed by something that destroys enchantments. I don't know. I'm just never a fan of these kind of cards.
Yeah, I think if I want to remove something, I want it actually removed.
Yeah, for 4 mana, it's a bit heavy for me.
And then you added those new lands. You taking any lands out?
Yes, we're actually going to take out a lot more lands than we're putting into the deck, and that's for a good reason. So Canopy Vista's coming out. It's a land. It's a forest plains. You can tap it to add a green or white. It says it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. Well, here's the thing. We're taking out 2 plains, 1 mountain, and 1 forest. So we are taking the basic land count down just a little bit, but we are putting in those other shock lands that have those subtypes of the forest plains similar to Canopy Vista. They're just way, way better. But don't fret, because we still have 36 lands in this deck. And with those lands, we have a great mana value of 2 in our entire deck. So it's pretty good. It's low to the ground, aggro, go wide strategy.
Yeah, you said a lot more lands, but it's only 2 more lands. Because you added 3, right? So it's not that big of a deal. And you're still at that critical mass of 36. That I think 36 is like a perfect number for lands.
Absolutely. It's taking it down. We could take it down. Like I said, the average mana value of this entire deck is just 2 with all the lands. So it's good.
And are those all the cuts and additions and everything for the 300?
That is going to be it. That's my entire $300 upgrade to It's Raining Cats and Dogs Secret Lair. I hope you guys really got this deck when it was available. If you didn't get this deck and you just want to build it, you can. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Well, the price tag we threw out there was 300, man. So what is the final cost?
Yeah, so if you took all my additions, that's including everything from the 100 and everything from this video, your total amount of money that you're spending on all those additions is $297.15.
Just under.
Just
Love it.
under.
Well, do you have any closing thoughts with this deck, man? Because I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be one. Like as soon as it hit 9 o'clock, I jumped on and I waited in a queue, and I was afraid I wasn't going to get it because I was like, "There's a queue for this deck? That's wild." I was one of the fortunate ones to get the deck, so I am excited to play this deck. I'm excited to do some of the upgrades I did here for it. It's once I have enough money, I'll do all of the upgrades. But yeah, I am excited. It's going to be going wide. I love that strategy. If anyone knows me, I'm the token guy. I'm the counter guy, and this is right up my alley. Naya, baby.
And counter, but you mean on the creature, not, the beautiful blue counter.
Nah, we don't care about the blue counter here. We're all about those permanent counters.
Awesome, man. Well, I like the deck a lot. I'm excited to see you play it in paper.
Yeah, get ready.
If anyone that's watched this video has any comments to leave for Hunter, make sure you leave them down below. We love hearing feedback, and we love maybe thinking of ways that the deck could have been built a little different. We're all growing, and we're trying to get better at this deck building thing. If you are looking to build this deck, check out the description. You'll find a link to the Mox Field. You can play test it there. Check it out. Also down in the description, you can find a link to all of our social medias. That's going to be Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All just at Guys That Magic. And if you're feeling extra spicy, we also have a Patreon now, so the link will be in the description. We love the support. Big shout out to everyone you see on the screen right now. These are our Patrons. If you wanted to join them, check the link in the description. Make sure you like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming deck techs. We have all the upgrades coming out soon. And until the next video, bye.
Peace.